Spiritual Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Bigger, and I'm back again for another episode. And today I will tap into the frequency and the vulnerability and the true awakening of these LA fires, Los Angeles, Palisades, Altadena, and everybody who's been impacted from who I know, the world at large, and just collective consciousness. Before we get started, shouts out to Elia Sparkling Rose. Get 20% off of your any orders up to $100. Use promo code EB20. And by the way, this is non-alcoholic. It's really good. It's good for dinner, an event, or anything where you just want to sit back, relax, and have some sparkling rose. Elia, fresh out of Spain. So promo code EB20 for 20% off to all orders up to $100. Don't forget, get you some Miracle Season merch. Promo code MSeason for 50% off of all merchandise. And not to forget, if you want to take your life, your mind, and your soul to the next level and you want to transform, sign up, book a discovery call for one-on-one coaching with me, and so I can potentially help you be the best you that you can be alive. And so it is. Let's get into this episode. Before I get into the details of everything that has taken place the last few weeks, let me just get to the spiritual truth for what I believe and what I think is happening. So I don't know if you guys know of the word or the terminology or the phrase, dark night of the soul, spiritual awakening, ego death. And what I think is happening in this moment to LA is Los Angeles is having an ego death, right? We're having a great awakening, a spiritual awakening. And the old LA, the old paradigm, the old energetics of this place is dying, and we're being rebirthed in this moment. That's what I believe from a spiritual perspective, right? And to anyone who's experienced the dark night of the soul, or ego death, it's very uncomfortable spiritual awakening. It's very uncomfortable. It's very challenging. Nothing makes sense. It hurts. It's frustrating. You don't know what to do. I went through this 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. And what I've been discovering, for me at least, is to be still, to surrender, and not to feel like I got to do something, right? Because honestly, there's really not much to do other than what you're called to do. And what I've been called to do these last few weeks is to deeply send out prayers to the universe, to the collective. If you don't know me, or if you do know me, go to my Instagram at Eric Bigger. Kathleen and I, we did a prayer together where she read the prayer I wrote that I channeled from God, from higher self. And because I was asking God the morning of the first fires, is like, use me, God, use me. Like, use me. What do you need me to do? I'm here. It's like, I want you to be still. I want you to get deeper into your spirituality, but I want you to send out a prayer. So with that prayer, my client, Kathleen Cameron, in French, she's a great individual. And so she was asking me, could I use your prayer for a call? And I was like, sure. So she read it out. And she's like, I knew it was a channel prayer. I could feel it. I was like, yep, it's not from me. It's from God through me. And so that felt good that resonated with a lot of people in the collective. I put a few videos together with the prayer as well. So if you need any prayer, you're in Los Angeles, or you've been affected by the fires, wherever you are, Palisades, Altadena, Malibu, go and just, I would say, allow that prayer, breathe in that prayer into your subconscious, into your body. And, there's a thing of spiritual warfare where there's a lot of things going on in the unseen that we might not be aware of, that's happening, that's altering our perspective, our consciousness, and challenge us to grow, change, or to submit to what's happening in a negative way. And so with that being said, I like I said before, I believe this is the spiritual awakening. This is the rebirth of Los Angeles. And two people don't know, Los Angeles is the megaphone for the universe. All the movies, television shows, talk shows, videos, celebrities, energies has been pushed out of this town of Hollywood, right? And so in the case that it's a lot of dark energy that's taking place in Hollywood. Let's be clear to people who know. And that somehow, some way, the energy will be returned, and we got to get rid of it. We got to remove it, and we need clean energy here. We need more water. Clearly, we need more rain. Death and rebirth. I feel like we're going to come back 10 times stronger and better, more grounded in truth and authenticity, and not so much vanity and superficiality, because that's what LA has been breeding on. It's what it looks like, what you have, and who you are. But at the end of the day, this LA fire, I can't say it's put all of us on the same playing field, but it makes everybody look at life differently. I have clients who lost homes. I have a client who lost her Malibu home. So many memories. Friends of clients who lost everything. A lot of celebrities has lost everything. I had a client tell me had to be evacuated. He was like freaked out. He didn't know what to take. And I was telling him, take yourself. Because in this moment, when your things are removed, your material possessions, all you have is yourself and whatever truth you hold, whatever belief you have, and who you really are, and not who you think you are. So I think this is allowing everyone to be humbled in LA, in the world, and to wake us up to this new earth, to people, astrologers, or people who study astrology. Pluto's in Aquarius. It's more about the collective, about humanity, about the people. For 15, 16 years, Pluto was in Capricorn. It was all about the individual, CEO, celebrities, power, all these things since 2008. Now we're in the age of Aquarius, where we, especially here in Los Angeles, we have to come together and connect and be communal and help each other. Because, imagine 25,000 acres of land is just gone, on fire. What I'm really saying is today, I want you guys to listen in and really think about your life, where you are right now. What is it that you're living for? What gives you meaning? If you don't have a purpose, or you don't know your purpose, what do you think your purpose is? What does love mean to you? What is your definition of success? And how can you share your light in any moment? Because, for a lot of us, a lot of people are in very dark spaces right now. But I know from experience, in the darkest place and spaces of your life, it's just where a stream light wants to come through and come out of you, right? So we don't have to give in to the circumstances. We don't have to give up. We don't even have to judge it as bad. We can just surrender, accept, allow, and trust the unfolding of what's about to take place these next 18 months. In a few years here in Los Angeles, to people who don't know, also astrologically, the North Node for the collective consciousness is in Pisces, North Node. And Pisces is the unseen. Pisces is the subconscious. Pisces is the metaphysic, the spiritual realm, the things you can't see. And it's going to force all of us to go into a more innate, internal, inner guidance of our inner self to discover, what is my spirituality? What is my truth? How can I let go and trust the flow of life? Because in this 3D world that we're all experiencing here on Earth, especially here in LA right now, and granted, it's wars all over the world that we don't know we're being impacted by, but it's impacting us, right? And I always say, when we have a great awakening and a great shaking, what I channeled the other day was, you get access to the 5D. So when it's in the darkest moments of your life, the portal to tap into your 5D is like the higher self, the spiritual realm, gives you great access to that part of yourself. But because some of us are not aware, don't have insight or info, we submit to what's happening. We panic. We go into a state of fear. We give all our power over to the circumstances, where, if you just notice, you have great access and power to your higher self, but it doesn't make sense for the eyes. That's why you got to open your third eye and expand your soul into your spiritual self, right? Beyond religion, beyond church. And you have to get to the soul Bible of you, the church of you, to figure out what is your design assignment in this moment. It doesn't have to be this big old thing, esoteric thing. It could be just send prayers. I've been sending prayers. It could be just to check on people. It could be to go volunteer. It could be just listen to someone who's going through something. It could be to hug a person or, build a friendship with someone. So we don't have to make it more than what it is. I just think it's time for us to really tune in to the frequency of what we're holding and figure out what does it mean. So in these last few weeks, my spirit has been calling me to be still. Like I said earlier, be still, be present, listen to the listening, and not give so much from a verbal space, right? Because of course I can talk, I'm a podcast host, a speaker, all these things, but give more from the spirit of the body by being present in my body without saying so much, right? They say less is more, but being present for life, being present for people, listening to people, allowing myself to move through whatever I'm dealing with. And granted, I'm a Pisces, so I'm very sensitive. I'm very emotional. Over the weekend, I was in Orange County. I was in Laguna for 3 days. I was out there just relaxing, recalibrating, just being thankful for the people who I have in my life in this moment. And it's so interesting because out there, like normal life is taking place as if there's no fire in LA, right? Like energetically, we're just chilling, living, learning, whatever they were doing. I can't say they wasn't thinking about the fire because of course they're aware. And then I came back Sunday afternoon and I went to sleep at night and I woke up the next morning and I felt so heavy. I felt so heavy. Oh my God. Like my third eye was like clogged, like so clogged and like, man. And I had 2 clients that morning. 2 of my clients were in tears and they wasn't here in LA. They were in a different location. So what it brought to my attention that everybody in the world collectively is going or growing through something that we don't know about, but it could be as intense as these LA fires. So these fires are just a representation of what's going on in the world and a sign and a symbol that we're all have plights and challenges in our life and we can get through it. We will get through it. We need to be present with the things that needs our attention. I think here in LA, we're being humbled, unfortunately, at a time where we got to look at what is the truth. Who are my political leaders? Who do I believe in? And why did the insurance companies cancel insurance in July, August, right? What is the mayor and the governor of California saying? Like all these things, it's not even about to have an opinion on it, but to get to like, okay, what is my position? What life am I choosing for myself from what I believe? Because I tell people, whatever you believe is true. And what do you need to learn? For me and for the world at large, I would like to continue to show up my most authentic self, continue to share light and insight and information, continue to help those who want my help and who can receive it, and continue to be a light in this universe and help people be better people, help people think on a higher frequency, help people get out of bondage and fear and plight, and help people grow through their pain, help people receive and experience grief. And like I also think this is a grieving phase for a lot of us that a part of LA is dying. And what does it mean to us with all these memories? And for most people, photos, documents, jewelry, things, all the things that they give meaning to has a memory in their consciousness or within their body or soul. So I just think we all got to sit in this. I can't say it's a mess, but it's a message. These LA fires, it looks like a mess, but I know contrast is always challenging, but the laws of polarity, what's on the other side of this is so much greater. Sometimes it's hard to see when we're being, overwhelmed with pain, suffering, challenge, change, fires, winds, and everybody in their opinion. That's another thing about being present these last few weeks. Even me, I think social media has allowed me to see that we're overstimulated. There's so much information out there. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a thought. Everybody has a story. Even myself, like I'm included. I'm no different. And I learned that sometimes the best thing to do is to tune into the information of your soul, of your truth, of your higher self, and move through that, because social media can be conflicting, it can be confusion, it can be challenging, it can be overwhelming, like I said, but it also can make you have thoughts that are not your thoughts, make you display behavior that's not your behavior. And you don't have to follow the crowd because it sounds, oh, it looks like that's what you should be doing. That's why it's important to connect our hearts and our minds to say, what does that part of me want, right? What does my mind and heart integrated, connected together want for my life in this crisis, in this devastation, and the tragedy? And how can I show up in such a beautiful way? For me, it makes me think now to understand why we should want more rain in LA. I also understand the importance of politics and voting. It makes me understand how important, when you're buying a home in certain locations and areas of the world, that you should check everything, because the laws are different, in different states. How it makes me think about the people you choose to have in your life, whether it's a partner, a friend, relationships, like all that stuff matters, because in these moments will reveal and have revealed to a lot of people who is the people that's really in your life, who care about you and who want the best for you. And I always encourage people, everybody's not going to be genuine. Everybody's not going to be your friend. Everybody's not going to check in on you because they're really checking in. Because I got some calls, people were checking in. Shots out to the people who were genuinely checking in. But I think some people were checking in because they want to know what's going on. Right. And I think it's a human thing. There's nothing wrong with it. But you want to be around authentic people. The quote, there's the 5 closest people to you had the greatest impact on your life: energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. So it's important to, assess your environment, assess your relationships, reevaluate things. So you just can have some clean energy. I've been on that word this year: clean energy, purity, alignment, authenticity, all these things, integrity, wherever you are in the world. I'm just sending love to everybody, because I was having a strong conversation with someone close to me the other day. And it's like, there's fires and wars going on in other countries, and we just think we think we're just immune to it, and it's not impact. It is impacting us, like, just because we're not in, the Palestine or Israel or India or Afghanistan, China, doesn't mean what's not going on. We're all connected. We're all one. So these moments make you realize no one cares about what you have, what you're connected to, because we're all connected to each other. So as much as we can't save everybody, we can save ourselves from being mindful about the energy we put out into the world and the thoughts we think and the emotions we live in every day. So more power to the people, more love to the world, more forgiveness and grace for those people, energies, entities that has come against us in ways that we can't control, doesn't make sense, overwhelming, makes us fearful. We want to forgive the energy. And then also at a greater level, I also think this is a fight between light and dark. I won't get into that, but there's a great podcast I was checking out with Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson. Really good podcast. So you should check it out. But anyway, that's my 2 cents for the LA fires. We will come back 10 times better. We will rise like the phoenix, and we'll be whole, and we'll be complete, and we'll be fully integrated, and we'll have the full spectrum like the wheel behind me, right? We'll be able to embrace all of our feelings and fears and anxieties and worries, and we'll come together, because that's what life is asking us in this moment. But I want to say a prayer for everybody listening, for everybody watching. I just want to pray for the collective consciousness, pray for the world, pray for LA, everyone that's a part of my world, and just life in general. So it is. Dear God, as I come to you, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this beautiful episode. Thank you for this opportunity for me to speak my truth through your presence, through your voice, through your energy, through your source. Thank you for the people who took the time to listen, to be curious, to think, and some of them might even have been challenged. But give them grace, give them compassion, give them love, give them joy. Allow everyone in the world to evolve in a space that benefits their life in their timeline. Allow us to come together collectively and be better people, uh, better sources of energy for humanity, and allow us to receive the way we give and allow us to just grow and be better. No one's perfect, as we know, but make us perfect the way you see us. Uh, Lead, God, and direct us. Order our start, stops, and finishes, and just make us better, better than we want to be. Give us more wisdom, more insight, more integrity, more authenticity, more transparency. And we want to remove the energy of fear, the energy of doubt, the energy of worry, the energy of suffering, if it doesn't benefit our ascension and our soul's purpose and growth in this lifetime. We just ask for forgiveness for all those who might have made mistakes and we still regret it. And we ask for grace. So it is with so much gratitude. We just want to say thank you for this moment. Thank you for this hour. Thank you for this day. And allow us to prosper our best ways today and the rest of the way. So it is. Amen. Ashe. All right, people. Thank you for listening. Spiritual Fitness Podcast with your host, Eric Bigger. I'll see you guys next week. DM me on Instagram if this episode resonated. Don't forget to book a discovery call and sign up for one-on-one coaching if that's something you're thinking about. And more importantly, let's just build some rapport. Thank you for listening to this episode. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast. I'm out. Peace.